Matcha tea has a lot of health benefits, but it's got something of an acquired taste. And you know what? The new Xiaomi 14 Civi in matcha green also has a bit of an acquired taste. So the 14 Civi is the official entry of Xiaomi's Civi series in India. It's a design and camera focused phone, so a very lifestyle focused phone, especially with that Leica branding. Let's talk a little bit more about the Xiaomi 14 Civi. If you don't know me yet, I'm Ashar. You're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Now this matcha green variant of the Xiaomi 14 Civi has the most premium feeling soft touch fall of the finish that I've used till date. And then there is this strip of glass which kinda looks odd, right? And what Xiaomi tells us that each of this strip has a unique pattern to it, which means that my matcha green variant of the Xiaomi 14 Civi will be different from anybody else's. Now the design did grow on me and it is definitely going to be polarizing. Now if you don't like this version, you can buy the black one instead and it does look very good. But the thing that I particularly like about the 14 Civi is that it is extremely slim and lightweight as well. It's also super comfortable to hold and use with one hand. And that's primarily because of the micro quad curve, not just on the display, but also on the rear. Also, the frame is aluminum, so it feels extremely premium. What isn't premium is that you do not get IP67 or IP68 rating, and the Type-C port at the bottom is Type-C 2.0. But of course, like all Xiaomi phones, you do get an IR blaster. I really love Xiaomi's micro quad curve displays. They're gently gorgeous, and the one on the Xiaomi 14 Civi is a nice and comfortable 6.55-inch AMOLED panel. You generally get bright and colorful visuals, but if you wanted low delta E and generally better color accuracy, then you also do get the original Pro Color mode. The display can also reach a peak brightness of 3000 nits when you're watching HDR content, and yes, you do get support for Dolby Vision on Netflix, which is something that is true for most Xiaomi phones above Rs 20,000. But in mid-range Xiaomi phones, the HDR tuning is generally not that great, but on this 14 Civi, the HDR tuning is done really well. The shadows have enough amount of details and the highlights are well controlled too. And if you're worried, the phone is also plenty bright outdoors. Now Xiaomi doesn't make any compromise on the glass protection either. You do get Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which by the way is definitely better than Victus for scratch resistance. That's something that I've noticed in real life. Haptic feedback on the display is crisp and tight, and it's tuned very well with the UI. So when you're changing volume, you can actually feel the level of vibration feedback. And you've got an optical in-display fingerprint scanner, which is placed slightly low, but it's very fast to unlock. You know what else is very fast? Trakin Tech English's upload schedules. We try to get the most important video for you on the day of launch itself. So give us your support, hit that subscribe button, help us reach 1 million by the end of 2024. And if you achieve that, I have promised something. For those who don't know, the ones who know, mention in the comments what it is. Not just the display, even the stereo speakers are very good. You get Dolby Atmos support, so they do get loud, they get rich. I like it. And for the audiophiles in the house, there is Hi-Res certification and Hi-Res wireless certification as well. The performance of the Xiaomi 14 Civi has been surprisingly solid if you ask me. In Antutu, I got the highest Antutu score we've ever managed on a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 phone. You know what? Even in CPU throttle test, where we engaged 40 threads for 30 minutes, we got a CPU stability score of 86%. We also got exceptional storage read-write speeds as well, thanks to the UFS 4.0 storage. And in our Genshin Impact test, where we play the game for 30 minutes at highest graphics and 60 frames per second, we got an average FPS of 57.806. And even the device didn't get too hot. It only touched a device skin temperature of about 43.4 degrees, which is actually pretty decent. And that could also be due to the fact that you get a proper 4000mm square vapor cooling chamber inside the phone. However, it's not like the 14 Civi doesn't get hot. It actually did get hot in our time with the phone. Especially the frame around the top portion would get hot when I pushed it for performance, and of course when I was actually testing the camera out in the heat. But most phones do get hot in the summer, so you know, not really complaining. Now, I didn't get enough time to do a proper battery run. You get a 4700 mAh battery inside the phone. Also, the problem with HyperOS is that you do not get screen on time. So, you know, you have to download a separate app, and yeah, it's a lot of effort. Xiaomi, please fix that immediately. Anyway, I think the battery should last you about a day's worth of usage. The phone also supports 67-watt turbocharging. I'm okay with the charging speeds as long as a full charge takes less than 45 minutes, which it does for the Xiaomi 14 Civi. Let's also take a look at the phone things, because of course we keep forgetting the phone, the importance of phone in a smartphone. Well, you do get support for umpteen 5G bands. You get support for Wi-Fi 6, NFC, Bluetooth 5.4 as well. I tried out my Jio SIM card on the Xiaomi 14 Civi, and the network was spotless with 5G support, you know, all throughout my testing period. Alright, let's talk about the Leica collaboration. So you get a 50MP primary camera, a 50MP 2x portrait lens, and a 12MP ultrawide on the rear. And on the front, you've got two selfie cameras and two 32MP modules. Even my first reaction was, why do we need that? Well, this setup allows you to take selfies at 4 different zooms. So you can shoot at 0.6x, 0.8x, 1x, and 2x. Are these good looking selfies? Yeah, I'd say they're good looking, but do remember to switch off that beautification mode. But in low light, even if you switch off beautification with night mode, the phone will definitely make your face brighter than it actually is. Now you can also shoot 4K 30fps videos using the selfie camera. Plus there's a unique teleprompter mode for anybody who wants a script in front of them when they're shooting. My script is on the side. Now the pictures captured from the primary sensor, they have a very distinctively Xiaomi-like look, right? I mean, we are aware of that with the Xiaomi 14 series. The pictures do look detailed, but most importantly, they have a very contrasty look. So Leica believes in keeping the shadows dark and, creating a mood. And sometimes when you take black and white shots, it does look very impressive. But the problem is, in medium dynamic range scenes, when the HDR doesn't switch on, you do get a lot of highlights that are blown out. Now skin tones are very close to accurate whether you're shooting with the primary or the 2x portrait, so that's a good thing, but you will have to use the Leica authentic mode for it, so keep that in mind. Low light shots that I captured with the primary camera are crisp, they're detailed, and they're extremely bright as well, so that's not a problem. But the low light ultrawide and low light telephoto shots, they are actually not that good. Talking about the ultrawide, by the way, the ultrawide does capture good pictures in daylight, that's not a problem. Now of course with the portrait lens, you can also take good portrait shots. Basically, you can shoot at 25mm or 50mm, and that 50mm punch-in actually does showcase a very close to the right size of the face, and it does look very good. And the master portrait style is also very good looking. It's very close to what a DSLR would achieve. Talking about videos, you can shoot 4K 60fps videos using the primary and the telephoto, but the ultrawide can only shoot at 4K 30fps just like the selfie camera. And there's also the master video option, and for professional videographers, they'd be happy to know that you can add your own LUTs as well. Now the photos that I captured with the Xiaomi 14 Civi do exhibit a kind of flagship look that you would expect from a Leica collaboration. But then again, the Motorola Edge 50 Pro, which is much more affordable, actually does capture great photos, and it has 3x, telephoto as well. So do you guys think that I should do a comparison? Let me know. As for the software on the Xiaomi 14 Civi, you get HyperOS based on Android 14. And Xiaomi promises 3 years of software updates and 4 years of security updates. Now HyperOS has been improved by leaps and bounds. I really like the new software animation engine. It's extremely smooth. You also do get one of the nicest lock screen customizations on a phone that's not running iOS. And there are a ton of useful features, including security features as well. And there are very few pre-installed third-party apps this time. In fact, the ones that are there like Netflix, I definitely use it. But there are dark patterns during the setup. There's also that glance for me implementation. And when you swipe down on the home screen for the first time, a search option opens up. And to enable the search, you have to explicitly give it access to your keyword searches and to get personalized services as well. Apart from this, even the Game Center app on the phone does send you a lot of notifications once you open it. All of that didn't feel really premium. HyperOS's UI design is actually very clean and neat, and if not for all of these issues, it would actually feel premium. So Xiaomi, I hope you take this as constructive feedback and give us a premium experience, at least on your more expensive flagships. Do you see why I said that the Xiaomi 14 Civi has an acquired taste? You may or may not like the design of the phone. Also the pictures that we captured from the phone, if you don't like that distinctive Leica high contrast look, you might not like the pictures. Xiaomi tries to be different here. It's got a distinctive DNA that sets it apart from any other phone in this price range. Anyway, if you guys want like a detailed review of the phone, and if you want a comparison with any other phone, do let me know in the comment section below, and you know that we'll do it for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.